Hey everybody, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View. I'm here early today. Got up to watch the sunrise. Gorgeous day. It was a red sun today, and got some pictures that I will post. But today is a heavy message for me, and this has bothered me for 2 years, over 2 years. Tried to say something at the time that this happened, but circumstances didn't play out, and I just let it go. But now I'm not going to let it go any longer. So, for my son's graduation, his high school graduation, okay, moving my seat back. My son transferred to an alternative high school his senior year because he was struggling with fitting in. He went through a lot of what I went through growing up, and he struggled with ADHD. He's had medical problems. Well, he was born with a heart problem. And, he was on a lot of medications growing up. No longer on them, thank goodness. Thank God. But anyways. So on his graduation day, okay, well, let me put this detail in first. He transferred from his high school to an alternative high school because he was dealing with these issues, okay? With struggling in so many ways, and he basically just didn't want to be there anymore. And his best friend was switching to an online program to graduate, and this was through the alternative school. And so my son decided to do the same thing, and I supported him on it. I know he was struggling, and I just wanted a good outcome for him. So, anyways, on his graduation day, everybody was there, and all the kids were being introduced on stage, and it was a smaller school, guys. And they were talking about each student, okay? Certain teachers would come out on stage and talk about each student. Well, my son and his best friend came out on stage, and I was so excited to hear what they had to say. And even though this was an online program, okay, this program was run through the principal of the school. Wasn't told anything else about the program. I spoke with the principal, and everything was through the principal and no one else. So everything was good. But So when my two came out on stage, guys, I was totally humiliated. This teacher stood there for a couple seconds and she seemed irritated and she actually kind of looked upset. And basically she came out and said, well, I don't really know what to say about these two because I've never met their parents. These two came in the middle of the year and I was not given any information about them. I was up all night trying to figure out what to say about them because I didn't know anything about them. Basically made me look like a complete idiot in front of all the parents, in front of everybody at the ceremony. Okay. First of all, this was an online program. Most online programs are a system in the computer. It's not run through all the teachers in the school. Okay? I spoke directly with the principal multiple times. This program was through the principal. I was getting updates on my kids. Everything was fine. I was keeping track of their progress, and I know both of them struggled to get through this program. But no one told me that I was supposed to meet any teachers. The principal didn't mention it. Nobody mentioned it. Had no idea that this was even part of the online program. College students take online programs all the time, but they don't meet their teachers. Maybe in some cases, but you can do it from home. So when this teacher comes on stage and totally humiliates me in front of everybody, in front of my kids, and I call this other kid my kid because when he had a lot of family issues going on, he does not have parents involved in his life. My son's best friend that graduated with him, when he didn't have a support system, and he was in a bind. He didn't have what he needed at the time. We took him in. We took him in. I gave him a room. He basically became my other kid. But when this teacher totally humiliated me, not only in front of my kids and my family, but in front of the entire my community. And made me look like a complete fool. Made me look like I was a horrible parent. Made me look like I wasn't taking care of my kids. Embarrassed me in front of so many. It made me feel like I wanted to just crawl in a hole while I was sitting there in that seat. When everybody was staring at me, I felt like I wanted to just crawl in a hole. And at the time, my kids, I could notice they didn't even realize what was going on. They were up there on the spot. And weren't really totally listening to everything. But when a parent goes to their child's graduation, how unprofessional this lady was and hurtful to me and my family. I was in total shock, guys. I didn't know. I literally started crying a little bit, trying to hold myself together. But I was not told that I was supposed to talk to teachers. I was in contact with the principal many times, by phone, in person. Was not told anything about meeting any teachers at all. And all of a sudden, it's thrown in my face at their graduation when they're on stage. When it's supposed to be a happy moment, when it's supposed to be something a parent looks forward to, you know? And both of them struggled so much with everything that they've been through. With family issues, with medical issues. And that's what I got. And I tried to see her after the ceremony. I went to the stage where she was, and there were so many people trying to talk to her. And everybody was leaving. All my family had already gone out to the hallway, and my son was waving me over, and it was just not a good time. So I didn't get to say what I wanted to say. I didn't get to stick up for myself. I didn't get to clear the air, clear the situation. But for as many problems as I've had with my community, with a bunch of lies being told on my name, a lot of whispers and stares and lies being spread around one of my past communities that I lived in for 25 years. And guys, I've had, my kids have struggled with disabilities. All my kids. And If people knew everything that all my kids have gone through, that have struggled through, and this was the result of such a proud moment that turned into a humiliation ritual towards me. And not just this guy's, but we took in his best friend, and he lived with us for a year, gave him a graduation party along with my son. It was a double graduation party. We stepped in as his parents. He lived with us for a year, and he calls me mom. And he's still in our lives, but what this teacher did to hurt my reputation, to embarrass me, embarrass my kids, I could never get that moment back. I talk about how your words are so powerful, and what you say, and what your intentions towards others, and what you say, and what comes out of your mouth can have so many repercussions. And I let it go for so long. I should have resolved it a long time ago. But this moment I can never get back. And what my kids had to go through to be up on that stage, you will never know. Sometimes a little investigating is necessary. If you have a question about something, make a phone call. Don't wait until someone is at their high school graduation and do it in front of the community. And I don't think this was an accident, guys. A little intentional, I think. Just like so many other humiliation rituals that happened to me. But yeah, if there was ever any confusion or questions that you needed answers for, my phone number was there. these are some of the situations I go through, guys. And for a long time, I felt like I had no voice. I felt like didn't matter what I said, it would come back and bite me in the ass. So I'm here to set the record straight on what actually happened and what was actually going on. My kids didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. My family didn't deserve it. To be humiliated in front of everybody that night. And to leave that memory stuck in my brain thinking about it. I should have said something a long time ago. But now I'm doing it. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. A heavy message of mine that I've held in for a long time. Through this process, I have learned to not hold back on things that I should have used my voice with, that I have suppressed or... Hold on. Okay. 22:22 on the clock, guys. I've had to learn to use my voice and not let others walk all over me with their perception of me or, what they heard from someone else. And guys, I really don't care about what others think of me. I really don't. But now I'm using my voice. I'm using my voice because that's what we need to do, to speak our truth. No matter how hurtful and ugly it is, because there's always two sides to a story, never just one. And for someone to do this on a graduation day, it's unbelievable to me. My kids are good people. They've gone through a lot. Both of them. Anyways. Now I use my voice. And I say what I need to say when I need to say it. I am no longer not speaking my truth. This is Kristen from A Voice and a View. Watch your words, guys. Watch your words towards others, because you don't know what ripple it can cause. how much you can hurt someone or multiple people with what you say and what your intentions are towards others. It can really devastate someone. And I've learned this the hard way. This is Kristen from A Voice and View. Peace, love, and light, guys. I gotta go home and get ready. Love you all. Bye.